What's going on, everybody? This is Mark D. Sanchez. We're going to check the moon out. Alright, it looks like it's about a full moon, but not quite. There's a little bit missing off the edge. So we're probably looking at about 90-95% full. There's one of the bright reflecting lights. I don't know if that's NASA said they had put reflective mirrors up there, but I have my doubts. Down at the bottom of the screen, you see that really bright spot. Well, this is about 100% full. And just tighten this up so it'll stop being so jerky. And if y'all look on the very top, hoping that's showing up. Right there on the top. I mean, it's past the full moon part, but that looks a little bit out of place. It not so rounded off. Looks like mountain range or buildings or something up there at the very top. Well, this is a reflector telescope, so that would be the very, very bottom. It is upside down, but if you'll look at the very top, there's some structures there right along the edge. Now this could very well be, 95 to 99% full, and that ain't quite full yet, but I took some pictures of that spot the other day. If y'all seen the other video, Strange Objects, and it was the same thing, so I don't think any more is going to be visible of that part right there. And it kind of looks like there's four images, I just snapped a picture of it, 4 or 5 places that are showing up that look like they're beyond the, the ring, the edge. To the left and towards the bottom left corner, I've said it 1,000 times, it seems like there's an object right there, large, in between the large dark area and the smaller dark area to the far left. In between those, there seems to be an object that's there. It looks like a giant building or a plateau with a little light spot at the very tip of it. That's the thing that always sticks out to me when I'm filming the moon. And if you'll notice this crater to the right hand side of the screen, you can see really, really visible lines, like it may have been a volcanic eruption and it's lava flows, or maybe like ice had melted and flowed like a river. It just definitely has some flow lines all around that whitish looking crater that's in the exact center of the screen at this point. And down there at the bottom right, you see that extremely bright reflection or light. I don't know if it's a light source or a reflection, but definitely a bright spot. And the smaller crater to the right of the large one with the flows around it also looks like it has flows coming out from it too. Since we're on the issue of possible volcanoes and lines coming out away from them, this one here in the very, very center, it has a lot of straight lines leading up to it. Trying to get it lined up for you. It'll come into view right here in a second. Now this one, for very, very far out away from it, you see it going across the top of the screen. Try to move it a little bit. Now if you look at that, it has a very, very, very wide field of stuff that looks like it's been cast away from it. Some of them are really, really straight lines. And below it, if you'll notice that dark spot, it doesn't look like it's on the surface. It looks deep, like it's down in a canyon, and like looks like there's hills, possibly structures, definitely a crater that looks like it's deeper down in the ground than the surface. Looks like we're kind of looking down into a crater. As opposed to like this one right here. Now this spot looks more flat, more smooth. This bigger black area, it looks smoother. Looks like some stuff could be sitting on top of it. It looks completely void of craters. No craters worth mentioning. There's a few here and there, but for the most part, this dark area is rather smooth. And if you'll notice, to the bottom of it, there's a nice round dark spot, like something else has hit it and took it down to this darker under area that's not as reflective. Now, this is completely different than if you go to the other side. Here you see, well, there's a dark spot with a lot of craters in it, but if you'll notice right here on this one, I need to focus my thing a little bit better. Four more craters. I turned the brightness down because it lets you get a better look at the texture, in my opinion. Plus you can see the places that are more reflective, the places that are dark, and the places that are just kind of gray. Again, at the bottom of the screen, that's my little favorite spot. I don't know what to make of that. I really wish somebody would drop me a comment about that. It's the spot off to the left, not the circle all the way to the far left, but just to the right of that. To me, it really, really looks like a large, flat mountain or structure, or maybe what's left of a large structure. Maybe a giant stone that used to be more rectangle. It's really hard to say, but it doesn't look flat. It doesn't look like a hole to me either. It looks like it's on top of the ground. I'll let it ride by, zoom that a little bit, see if we can maybe catch something shooting past it. If you see any of my other videos and there's something flying past it, rest assured, I definitely do not know how to Photoshop anything. If there's something zooming past it and I've slowed it down so you can see it, it's something that showed up. And some of the things to me look like they were birds because they were big in the picture, but I do have one that looks like a tiny little pebble shooting, you know, at subsonic speeds, you know, just darting past. And when I slow it down and slow it down and slow it down, it looks like it skips, like it's missing in places, but that's because I've slowed it down. That's about the limits of my editing. I don't know how to add things in that aren't there unless it's a big silly sticker or something. But as far as the little black object that shoots past the moon in one of my videos, it appears it could have been the space station. It could have been a small meteor or something just darting past it. And all I did was slowed it down, and I did so much that it looks like it's not solid flying across it, like it's skipping from spot to spot. But that's from the slowing down effect. I slowed it down like, I don't know, a couple hundred times slower than it was. And that's as far away as I can zoom, so this is the most compact picture. My telescope won't quite fit the whole thing on there at one time. You can see that crater at the top with the very distinct lines coming from it, and the two craters around in the middle. And to me, when I've got the brightness turned down like this, those dark areas definitely look like they're deeper to me than the grayish areas. And I've always, wondered, what's with the bright speckled spots that are here and there. And on some nights, it is far, far brighter and way more sparklies, I think I made a video a few years ago and named it Moon City Lights or something, because there was just so many that night. And I don't know what might have been different about that night, but, there was a lot more lit up spots on it, and a whole lot more of them. You can see that one to the bottom right hand corner. It has always been the brightest. And if you're looking in a straight telescope, that bottom right would be the top left, because this is a refractor or reflector telescope, so everything's upside down and reversed. don't know about y'all, but I'm not seeing any little green men tonight. Or getting somewhat of a decent shot of the far side of the moon. That's normally, you know, when it's half a moon, this is the side right here that would be dark. You know, you wouldn't be able to see. So you only get to see this part, you know, when it's a full moon. Turn the brightness back up, see if we can pick up on any details. There does appear to be a dot hanging off the edge there, some kind of high mountain peak or something. Now that I got the brightness turned up, judging by this darker spot, it looks like it does have a little bit of dugouts, deeper spots. This spot up here, beside that space station, that definitely looks, to me, you know, from what I can see, like it's deeper, like there's hills down inside of a crater. And then we have another spot over here. I believe that's it. Let me zoom it back out so I can find the spot that I'm looking for. Right there, look, to me it looks like there's structures and hills down inside of this darkened area up towards the top. Trying not to move this, but it's a rickety telescope, so I'm doing the best I can with it. Okay, well that's about all I can take for tonight. If y'all seen anything fly by and mark the time down, let me know. I'll go back and check it out. Until next time, this is Mark D. Sanchez. Later.